Hi, good morning, and welcome back to It's Okay
To Be Wrong.
A podcast. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Should we get into the rhyme of the day?
Give him the rhyme.
Okay. This singer freaks out over comeback flop,
Mm?
and she took a photo of her man and said, chop, chop.
Deceased.
All today on It's Okay to Be Wrong. Hi, I'm KB Cunningham.
Hi, I'm Tanner.
All right, happy Friday, everybody.
We've
What's
made
going
it
on?
to the end of the week.
Hey, look, I made it. It feels weird because I didn't work like my 9 to 5 for
Right.
3 days this week, and I worked so hard yesterday on that.
Mhm.
I was just like, I worked till 5 just because I hadn't been on, basically.
Catch up. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd been a few days since I'd really been on, and so it was just like a lot to catch up on. And so yesterday felt like a full wash, but we posted.
Yesterday felt like a Monday.
Yesterday felt like a Monday.
Mm-hmm. But guess what? It wasn't.
It wasn't a Monday.
Today is Friday.
Today's Friday, and we're going to have a finally Friday good time today.
Yeah, we are.
We have regular work, and then we have lots of social media creation we're doing like today and this weekend to get stuff out to brands by Sunday. So it's a fun week over here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have to go to LA next week.
Yeah, for one night only.
One night only. Somebody call Jennifer Hudson.
Please. I love her.
Me
J
too.
Hud.
She's amazing. The voice of an angel.
The voice of our generation.
No, truly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, well, you know what? There was one thing that I was going to talk about.
Oh, what?
We finally made pie well, and we did it twice.
We did.
And so we made pie
Mhm.
and going clear Tom Cruise.
Going clear, Tom Cruise. Yes. So we actually had a friend. Our pie making skills are so supreme and like you just can't even imagine.
You can't
We
even
had a
imagine. You
friend-
can't tell me anything. I've made 6 out of 8 pies wrong, but now that I've got 2 out of 8 right, you can't tell me anything.
Can't be stopped. So we had a friend reach out because she heard how amazing our pie making skills were, and she was like, "Hey, you want to help me make a pie for my husband?" And I was like, "Yeah, we do."
Sure. I'm like, well, come over.
So we went over. We were supposed to film it, but we didn't. That's okay. We were just like cackling and like holding her new kitty, so we couldn't be bothered.
No, we couldn't be bothered. There was a new cat there. There was all this. So every time like we would like do one step, we'd like stop, take a break, wash hands,
Yeah.
do all that. Okay, put apron back on.
Yep.
Like it was such an event, but it was a blast. And guess what?
What?
Do you want me to explain how I?
I want you. Yeah, however you want
How
to
do
do
you-
it.
how do you
but
wanna explain
I'm
this?
just like the secret to the pie making skill is going clear.
Going clear.
Yeah.
Going clear Tom Cruise.
Is that kind of how you would boil it down to?
I would boil it up to that. So when you first make strawberry pie, you put in the sugar in the first way we make strawberry pie.
Right. There's
Let me say,
many
there's
ways.
many ways, just like life, many ways to do it. It's all up to you.
Literally.
So we
And
were
you know
making the
what?
strawberry pie, and we took like you know what? It's okay to be wrong.
Literally.
It's okay to be wrong. It's okay to be wrong. So we did a quart of strawberries. You cut and wash them. You put your pie shell in for 15 minutes. Let that cook. Make sure you poke
Sometimes
holes
longer
in the
though.
pie.
You want it crusty. I don't like when the crust is undercooked. And
No.
this is like the only time it gets cooked, so like you want to cook it good.
Yeah, you
on
want
the
to cook
strawberry
it
pie.
good. So yeah, it's like 12 to 15, 16 minutes. Like it just depends. Like at your
Elevation,
at your
oven
elevation,
temperature,
house,
all those
the
things.
Yeah, we cook ours on 400, but it's all up to you. And we do the Marie Callender's deep dish.
A must.
A must. The deep dish is a must, and I honestly prefer the Marie Callender's ones. They're
Just nicer. Yeah.
Yeah. So you do that. You do like a quart of strawberries. You cut half, quarter, however you like, bigger strawberries. And then comes the hard part.
Right.
It's the boiling of the juice.
You're basically making like a cornstarch or like a corn syrup mixture.
Yes. You're making a corn syrup mixture and
Yeah.
adding in like the strawberry like jello to it.
So you have just 3 main ingredients to start, right? Like water, cornstarch,
2 tablespoons cornstarch,
and sugar.
sugar,
A cup of sugar.
Uh-huh.
And so you mix all with those dry ingredients together, and then you put in your water, and then you cook it, right?
Yes, you
And
cook it. And at first it looks like, so you
glue?
put it in, and I say it goes from glue to going clear Tom Cruise. Like that's what you have to get it to. First
Yeah.
it looks like it's glue or Casper the Ghost.
Yeah.
Because I always did love the movie Casper Meets Wendy. So like fond memory.
And for anyone that doesn't know, like in Scientology, going clear is like the peak.
The peak, and it's like ready to be. It's
One of their leaders is Tom Cruise, so
One of
obviously he has to be clear.
right. Tom Cruise has to be clear. Going clear Tom Cruise.
Going
Like-
clear, Tom Cruise.
Yeah. So if you make your pie,
Uh-huh.
it's got to go from glue
Glue.
to going clear Tom Cruise.
Yep.
And that's when you know it's sticking to the back of the spoon.
Oh yeah, you got to do the spoon test. That always helps.
But going clear Tom Cruise. And we were talking about show coaching because we were at our friend's house, and this friend used to be my boss. So and she used to coach me up. And so it was really fun to like coach her all the way through this. And I was like, okay, this is what you're going to do. And I would give her analogies. And I was like, okay, at the end, because I'm such a teacher, I was like, okay, tell me how you make this pie. And I was like, repeat back to me. And so she repeated back. She was like, first step, I do this, and then I do this. And then she goes, and it looks like glue, but it's got to be clear Tom Cruise. And I was like, okay, great. Like, that's how I'm going to explain making the pie from now on. Like, it sticks.
It sticks.
It literally sticks to the back of the spoon.
Yep. And it has to go clear Tom Cruise. And yeah, she was an excellent student. She repeated back all the steps properly. And I know for a fact, like, our pie making skills have been passed on to her.
Yes. She can make a pie now.
She can.
Because she's clear Tom Cruise.
She's clear. She's on the bridge.
She's on the bridge.
Someone called Shelly Miscavige.
Where's Shelly? If y'all haven't watched Leah Remini talk about Where's Shelly Miscavige, Google it right now. It'll light a fire under you to figure out where your loved ones are.
Literally.
Yes. So you want to talk about some blips on our radar?
Ooh, yeah.
Actually, there's is there anything else you wanted to talk about?
Oh, I do. Well, we have, like you mentioned earlier, we have a lot of like things we have to shoot and do. And so one of our stars besides you is Brooks Ann, my other favorite Gingy. And he has a campaign to shoot today, but he's been kind of in a foul mood. What's that about?
I don't know. Brooks Ann is in a foul mood. I don't know if he's just tired. Like, we walked a long time this morning, and I did see from my Tractive, yes, it was a sponsored ad, but this isn't sponsored right now, but it could be.
Call us.
Our Tractive, I genuinely love it. Like, it's so like easy to track him, track his sleep, see how much movement he's getting, and you can compare it to other dogs, which I love. Comparisons
is the thief of joy.
And
it also motivates.
It also is a motivator. Haters are my greatest motivators.
Literally.
And seeing Brooks like move more than other dogs, like I'm like, oh, maybe that's why he sleeps all the time. Because
that's fair.
like he moves a lot.
He does.
In the mornings. Like we get at least like we've been getting close to 2 miles in the morning recently. So like he's tired.
He's sleepy. But yeah.
He needs to get in a good mood though.
He has to pick up the pace, I have to say. And so my remedy for his foul mood, I'm going to whore him out for some Oreos. He loves Oreos.
No, I agree. I think that's what's going to have to happen. We have some things we need him to like be on for and like give us his happy face. And you know what?
I'm such a stage mom. It's like giving like whenever the pageant moms would give them their kids pixie sticks. I'm like, baby, come get an Oreo.
Get pixie stick.
I'm going to crush it up for him and just let him snort it.
Literally like all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
Yeah, literally.
That was like
I'm a stage mom. I'm pageant mom now. So
No, literally. And so, Tanner has been our behind the scenes of everything. So, like, I stand there and just try and look pretty. And then Tanner,
and she does every time.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah. I stand there and try and look pretty. And, like, I do, like, the prep work for that. And then Tanner does, like, all the pictures, photos, setup, editing. And so, like, we really are, like, just, like, a full 2-person team at this point. Like,
yeah, and why you haven't had timestamps in, like, 2 days. But you know what? They're coming.
They're coming. We've been very busy, but also so thankful. Like, this life has been really good. We've had a great birthday month. We just shot a Nordstrom campaign. If you have not gone and looked at our Instagram, my Instagram, Cunningham_Graham, go follow it, number 1. But number 2, I just shot a Nordstrom sale campaign, and I would love for you all to go look at it, like it, love it, engage with it. I'm very thankful for it.
Yeah, it's beautiful, stunning.
It's like a dream come true. It's something that I used to think about doing like 4 or 5 years ago, and I was like, I don't even know how you even do this.
Well, you used to take photos professionally for like a company. I'd use that in air quotes.
I did.
Did not pay you for your work. So I think
that's true.
You've always kind of thought about doing this.
Yeah, so like that did happen, but it's in the past now, and we are just like glowy girls shooting. We shot a Nordstrom campaign. Like how cool, and I'm really proud of us. Like I don't really do vision boards. I explain this to a lot of people. Like I don't do vision boards. Like I do love to see things. Yes, I need vision, right? We have to have vision to do this. But like I believe more in like strategies and like, for lack of a better word, tactics, because somebody used it a couple times yesterday, and I was like, yeah, I need to start using that more and thinking about like what's the difference between the two. But like I really like to think about things of like what are the actions that can be completed, like, or key levers, like how do we get there? And so it was always just like such a big dream, but I didn't know how to get there. And so like just learning, taking courses, building skills, like both of us have just like been knee deep in, like Tanner's up at late at night, like figuring out like, oh, this and this. And so it's really fun, and we're really excited.
It is. So that's kind of what we've been up to, what we've been doing. We've gone clear Tom Cruise, and we made pies, like our pie making skills, top tier. And we're models, so whatever.
Yeah. Such a model. Yes. And you know what?
What, you want to get into the blips?
Let's get into the blips.
Blips on our radar.
Not to be
Radar.
Radar. Blips on our radar. Yeah, blips on our radar. So the first blip on our radar is Kyle Richards ditches wife from Instagram and shares sexy selfie. So I'm reading this initially, just the headline. I haven't seen the story. I'm guessing that's from her profile. Like it's not
on
longer,
Instagram. Yeah.
Yep. It's no longer in her like profile
bio or
intro.
whatever. And that makes sense because they're separated and Mauricio's out here with this other lady. So yeah, I would also remove wife from my Instagram.
No, literally.
And share a hot selfie. Why not?
Yeah, she looks great. She's very strong. We've known Kyle's been on her workout journey for a long time.
2 years sober, like recently too.
That's incredible.
Incredible.
Like incredible work to be 2 years sober. And Kyle was like, she did break down about that this season. She was like, why are people always questioning me about this? Like, it's what I want to do and what I need to do for my health. And
she can't.
Super respect that. Super respect it. 2 years? I thought she's been.
No, I read something today that said 2 years. That's not in the article, though.
She celebrates 2 years of sobriety.
Oh, well, it is in the article. I take it back.
Yeah. I didn't know that she had been sober for 2 years, but that is amazing. I guess it makes sense with the whole like timeline of things of like a year ago, she was already sober for a bit of time. And that's when like the like split dropped. And that's what we were getting on TV this last season.
Beverly Hills,
so I guess it does make sense. It's just like.
It doesn't seem like that much time has passed.
No, but so much time has passed.
It has. The next blip.
Kate Winslet's Titanic costume goes to auction for a staggering price. I love Kate Winslet.
I know, that's literally why I included it.
I was like, Kate Winslet in Titanic is one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like, she showed me, like, because at the time, like, it was the 90s. You were either, like, staringly, like, thin or hideous on screen. And there was, like, few, like, in between. Or, like, they portrayed you as hideous and you weren't hideous. But that's what society said. And, like, Kate Winslet, like... Yeah, she just like broke that barrier of like she was just a little bit bigger in Titanic, but like not at all. She was like a size 6. Like, let me be very clear. She was not big, but
I did see
for the times.
Yeah, for the times. And I did see her rewatch like Titanic, like, cause I think it's been out like 20, 30 years, who knows. And she was just saying how uncomfortable she was in all the clothes. She hated them. So I'm glad that she's selling this costume.
Yes. Known as the sinking coat is being estimated.
Is it the dusty pink one?
Yes.
Yeah.
That coat, the sinking coat, is being sold. It's being auctioned and estimated to be for $125,000 to $250,000 for Entertainment's memorabilia auction, hosted by Prop Store, and it's going to take place August 15th to the 18th. So if you have $250,000 laying around for this coat, I say buy it.
I guess Kim will probably buy it. She buys a lot of stuff like that. She'll put it in a warehouse somewhere. Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, that's so silly. Like, this coat should literally be worn.
I just don't understand though. Like, I wonder how much they paid the man or woman who actually created this original Luke for Kate. And I know like 20 years has passed, so inflation, all those things. But like, do you think they paid him at least $10K for this coat? Probably not.
No, definitely not. And it has more to do now with the
success of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
there's that.
I want to know who designed it, but we'll figure that out later.
Yeah.
Oh, this next one's juicy. This next blip.
Do it. I'm excited about this because I've seen stories about this and I've seen her being like wild. So.
I didn't even know this lady until recently, but Aurora Culpo, also known as the sister of Olivia Culpo, she calls Bethenny from Real Housewives franchise, Bethenny Frankel, bitter for leaking the Paul Bernon split. So if we recall, Olivia, is that her name? Yeah. Mm-hmm. The sister got married to Christian McCaffrey.
Yes.
Wow, so many names. I'm trying to keep track. Christian and Paul and Aurora went to the wedding together.
Yes, we saw like photography, paparazzi pics of them together, like on a boat, all kinds of stuff,
Yeah. Now, the drama is that on their podcast, which was released after the wedding, evil, some would say, what is this girl's name? I can't even think of it now. Evil Olivia Culpo. Mm-hmm. She said that Paul was just Aurora's flavor of the week. And that did not sit well with Paul, so he ended things.
That is so rude. And usually I always like to keep the men in my life anonymous. She began with the clip on Instagram. Unfortunately, because Paul told Bethenny that he was breaking up with me, then Bethenny went on her podcast and leaked it and gave her the reason behind our breakup. It put me in a position to have to respond. Wow.
Drama.
It's not a good look to announce the breakup of your ex-boyfriend with his new girlfriend. It looks petty. It looks bitter. And it's not your story to tell, but you did. Now, this is actually a culpo that I'll get behind in the bitterness.
Okay, cool.
Like, yeah, like that was rude.
Do you think she's feuding with Olivia? I'd be so mad at Olivia.
Well, no, Olivia didn't do this.
Olivia called him on their podcast her flavor of the month. And that did not sit well with Paul. And that's why he went on the podcast with Bethenny and said, I'm breaking up with her because they said I'm the flavor of the month. Olivia then Aurora went on her podcast next week and said, you know what? He wasn't the flavor of the month. He was the flavor of 2 months. And I would like to continue dating him.
Oh, well, then no. I think the feud with Aurora, and the rest of the team is real. I think Aurora should like fight on all them. And honestly, she's beautiful.
Yeah, I think that was evil behavior, Olivia.
Evil.
That was not sister behavior.
That was not sister behavior.
We don't like it.
No, and it's just like, why are you like hating on her? Like, what is it? Why are you competing with your sister in that way of calling somebody
I know,
like a
you just got married to some man that has like a $400 million contract. You're an Instagram model. Your wedding was in Vogue. Sit down.
Sit down,
Olivia.
in your tasteless wedding dress.
We said what we said.
There's just
Gown on girl, we're on your side.
Yeah, no, I've always been on gown on girl's side. There was nothing interesting to look at about that dress. Like you can be fully covered in modest and still have detailing. Something. Give us something. My goodness.
Something. Aurora did, and we like her.
Yeah,
Aurora Culpo.
All right, Ariana Madix and Katie Maloney hit with a something about her lawsuit. What did they do?
The chef.
Oh yeah, we've been waiting for this, Chef Penny. Yeah. What happened?
I don't really know, but that's why it's just a blip at the moment because I don't know if it'll really holds up. I can't imagine that it would. Like, and why is everyone suing everyone? Like, who has that much money for lawyer fees? That's crazy.
No, literally, it says Warsilk alleges that Madix 39 and Maloney 37 have failed to follow through with their end of the business agreement they made surrounding her role at the restaurant. People reports that Warsilk accused the duo of not honoring the stipulations of their written partnership. Borsak alleges that they guaranteed a 10% partnership in June 23 if she assisted in developing and running the restaurant. So we'll see.
Yeah. I don't know. It just sounds bitter to me. And again, like, I don't have time to deal with lawyers, so please don't sue me.
No, she says she was set to receive $7,500 paycheck every month until January. And in January, her compensation was set to increase at $10,000 a month. However, Borsak claimed that Madix and Maloney have denied ever such a partnership with her. So we'll see.
That's like a lot of money for a sandwich shop. $10,000 a month to create sandwiches. I'll go. I'll be a chef.
No, literally.
Chef.
And, well, I was just thinking like, yes, chef. Yeah. I was just thinking like, it's going to be in paperwork or it's not.
Right. Like it's documented or it's not.
Yeah. It's either like
in writing
they said
somewhere,
they were going to do it.
Yeah.
Or it's not. And if it's not signed on a dotted line and if it's just in an email, but that's like negotiation change, then like also it's not. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
So either they owe her money or they don't. That's it. That's all.
Someone else that loves to sue people?
Who?
Tom Sandoval.
Tom Sandoval loves to sue people. It's a willy-nilly in this one.
It's giving willy-nilly, and this clock's for Silly Sandy.
Oh, I was like, is that
no,
the
that's
headline?
not the headline. That's just like what I wrote.
When I read willy-nilly, I was like, that's not the headline.
No.
I was like, stopped reading.
That's what I was like, don't take my bit.
Tom Sandoval fires lawyer claim he was misled into
suing.
I will have no ill will against her.
So we did report that Tom Sandoval was going to sue Ariana Madix on the blip from last Wednesday's this Wednesday's podcast.
No, literally, what an idiot.
And so he's now claiming he's shirking responsibility yet again and saying, no, I was tricked into suing her by my lawyer. Oh, what?
No, you don't get tricked into suing someone by your lawyer. Well, he probably could. He's kind of stupid, but
no, I agree. He probably did get tricked.
But like also like you're not going to, that's the thing about me. You're not going to trick me into spending money that I'm not going to spend.
Right. And especially if you're bleeding me dry.
Right. And if I don't have any money, like to start with, and he said he didn't have money all season, and now he's not paying for he's not getting paid for Vanderpump right now. Like they're on hold. Typically, right now they would start to be filming,
getting a paycheck, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Tom, also sit down.
Sit down.
Sit down, Tom, and stop suing people. This next one. Euphoria star Barbie Ferreira is almost unrecognizable in her latest Instagram post. She was in a gorgeous brown dress and she's looking very stealth.
Okay, I'll just say I love her either size.
Duh.
Don't care.
Yeah.
People are speculating that she's on Ozempic, and if I say
Doesn't
that,
matter.
I'm like, good for you, girl. If you are, if that's what makes you feel good and makes you happy and healthy, amazing. Why are we talking about it? Let's talk about this amazing dress you're in, because I want to buy that dress. That dress is sexy. And
Put
Barbie
it on your
Ferreira
like to
is
know
always sexy. When I watched Euphoria doing when Barbie did her cam girl stuff, I was like, wait a minute, do I want a cam girl? I'm so confused.
We are cam girls.
In some ways, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's. I've always found her stunning, just such an elegant face, but like so hot and owns it in her confidence. And so I just say like, good for you.
And I'm sad she's not going to be returning for season 3 of Euphoria with the rest of the cast, but that's okay, Barbie. We love to see you on our Instagram. So keep showing up in these gorgeous numbers.
Keep showing up. I'm literally going to go follow you.
Yep.
Gotta go follow Barbie. Come on, Barbie. Let's go party.
Those are the blips on our radar. We will continue to watch and
also
see.
Justice for her real quick though, because they only showed her one time in the Euphoria last season, and she like had a contract with them, and that's why she no longer works with them, is because they barely even showed her. Like, how are you gonna not show Kat, who literally stole the show the first season? Excuse me.
No, I agree. It was wrong.
It was wrong.
She was right to leave.
She was right to leave. She said, "Me gotta go. Goodbye, goodbye."
I'm not being respected here. I gotta go.
And let's get to our stories.
Let's dive in.
Katy Perry in crisis talks as she freaks out over comeback flop. You know what? I haven't listened to her song yet, so I would say it is a comeback flop.
I agree. I just think that she's at the moment like throwing spaghetti at the wall and trying to see what sticks, and it's always uncomfortable whenever we've seen like really big artists do that. And I know it has to happen because you have to evolve and change and grow in the industry. Yeah. I don't think going back to Dr. Luke for this song was the answer at all, and that probably has something to do with it. Whenever you work with 30 people, like doesn't usually work out for you, but I don't know.
That's what I was thinking. I was just like, why are we with Dr. Luke? Like, he's not great. He's not good for the community, for the singers, for the women, like any of it.
And then he wrote a song about like it's a woman's world, so like it just doesn't make sense. Like, you're giving me a woman's world song written by a man. No thanks.
Yeah, no, it's just like it's not true.
Yeah,
the values aren't lining up.
No, she's a bit unscrupled, I would say.
Yeah,
but hopefully she'll find some scruples.
And people were saying like, is she are her and Taylor back in a feud because she released a song like when she did that, and so like it even more flop. But I think it had more to do with Eminem, so we'll see.
Okay. Why is there Eminem drama with this?
Oh, Eminem like also dropped an album this week, and then Taylor dropped more music. So anytime Taylor drops music the same week, which she drops music every week, like it's just like about her being at number one. Like, hey, Taylor cares about charts and awards, which I respect. I also like my charts and awards. I like my awards. Okay.
Well, in that industry, it leads to like revenue and ad dollars. Absolutely. Yeah, of course. So like, I would care about that too.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it. That's all there.
Yeah. So Katie, we haven't listened to your song. Probably won't.
I thought you were talking to me at first, and I was like, you haven't called me Katie in so long. I'm like, who is she? Who is she? Are you there, God?
This next story, Kim Kardashian reveals that one of her sons has a rare autoimmune disorder. I was reading this article. She never divulges if it's saint or, what's Psalm. Mm-hmm. It is that he has vitiligo, though, one of them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it came from my mom, and it went to me, and I passed it on in a different form to my son, who has vitiligo very mildly. Kardashian star said on Monday's podcast with the She MD. And so, okay, well, like...
I'm just glad that she hangs out with Rosie, because he has like a stunning model to look up to with like a similar autoimmune disorder. Well, the same autoimmune disorder.
Absolutely. And I just hope that like at the end of the day, like I don't know how this affects, like if it's autoimmune, I don't know how it's affecting your body. So we just like hope her son is well, and he's like just like taken care of. And I know that like
I'm sure he is.
That's what I say, as like a Kardashian, but also with like Kim as your mom, like I know you're being taken care of. And so like honestly, that's the best possible situation. And then you could also like, not that it's your job to like raise awareness for other people, but if he chooses to do that one day, he has a huge platform.
Totally.
And so like, it's not his job. I'm not saying he has to be the face of it at all. Like, it's nobody's job to like wear that. But also, if he chose to, like, he'd be a great role model.
While we're here, should we talk about the most recent episode of Keeping Up? Or The Kardashians on Hulu?
The Kardashians on Hulu. Yeah, it was actually...
It wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad. It was the first episode that like I didn't fall asleep in like several weeks. And you know what? My favorite part about it was it was about the prison in California. That there was two favorite parts.
Sure.
Travis and Kourtney in Australia.
Obsessed, yeah.
And then Kim and Khloe doing the prison reform talks in California. And they visited and they showed off like this prison where they like they modeled it after one in Switzerland, Switzerland,
somewhere. Yeah, it's like one of the most humane systems in the world.
Yes. And so and how they're trying to model that in California, because guess what? Like, I won't get into the full government, but like the American prison system is one of the biggest money makers inside of like our country, like privatized prison systems. Like, go look it up. Like, I'm not spewing this information. Like, it's real. So like locking people up like is profitable.
Sure.
And most of the time it's in groups, more minority groups.
Absolutely.
And so like it's like being like harshly affected, and then people like have never learned the skills and the tools to like function in society if they ever get to, and also like just what they were like teaching them. So like here's an example of this. At this prison, they had a what was it like
rehabilitation for dogs?
Yeah, it was rehabilitation for dogs, and the
they were like dog trainers.
Yeah, they became the dog trainers. Like the folks at the prison became the dog trainers, and they like they talked about learning their emotions and how it helped, like having to like rehabilitate the dogs helped them control their emotions
and make better decisions
and make their like understand their emotional cues. Yeah. Like it's so cool.
Yeah, chills. It was great.
It was like I was crying tears because it was like
there were dogs involved. They were sleeping by them. I was like,
yeah, like and like being emotionally regulated and like knowing like true love. Like we don't know like these people's stories and like just like how much have they ever felt love?
And
because people do well when they can.
That's what they said.
And I believe that about kids too. Like people do well when they can do well. So I don't know what their stories were before, but some of them share that like
that's the first time they felt unconditional love in their life, and I have like tears.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it was such a great episode. Like, so yeah, I say all that to say, go look up about like our American reform policy, and also go watch that episode. It was so good.
So good. But my favorite was definitely the love that I got to see between Travis and Court. Like, they're so in love, you guys. Like, you could never make me hate them as much as they try in the press. I've read some wild stuff about them. Like, you can't. I love Kourtney. She is scrupled, unlike Katy Perry. She has scruples, and she has found the love of her life. And like, I ship so hard. Love.
And Travis just seems like a really nice guy. Like we saw him like give away like tickets. Like at the thing, he was like, are y'all coming to the show tomorrow night? And he was like, they were like, no, we can't. And he was like, okay, well, I'll give you tickets.
Yeah, he said they couldn't afford it.
And he said, okay,
if your
how
parents
much?
say like you can come, like I have tickets for you.
I know, and that was honestly like we knew he was saying like you can have them the whole time for free.
But they were like, how much money?
They were like, we can't do that. Like we can't afford it.
Yeah.
And so like it was very sweet to like see that and see like these fans just like, you know, they saw that he were there, they tracked him down, and then like, you know, he like rewarded them for that. And I think that's so cool. Taylor Swift does that too. So Travis and Taylor, literally.
Speaking of Travis and Taylor, do we have any hot update or no?
You know what we do? Taylor's on tour. She is in somewhere. I don't know where she's at.
Some European country, I believe.
Let me see TS Tour Tips. Let me go to my girl Autumn. Her Instagram is TS Tour Tips _. Yesterday she sang Speak Now and Hey Steven, and the piano surprise song was This Is Me Trying in Labyrinth. You know what? I didn't hear either one of them. We've been so busy. Like I had to like literally go Google TS Tour Tips.
Yeah.
But we'll go back and listen and see what she did. She has been wearing all matching bodysuits. She acted like a cat on stage yesterday.
Things.
Oh yeah, the 2-piece. She's been wearing all of her matching 2-piece for the 1989 set. The rest of the world was black and white, and we were screaming color.
She did this really weird cat thing. It was freaking bizarre, Taylor.
It was bizarre.
It made me so cringe. I wanted that really did make me uncomfortable. Like her cosplaying a cat after she had
Taylor's the cat.
Just a second. After she had that really horrible rendition of Cats, the musical, I'm like, please never do that again. Please. That makes my skin come undone.
Yeah, it makes your skin undone, but she got to write with Andrew Lloyd Webber, so
I don't think anybody watched it.
I didn't watch it, but she got to write with Andrew Lloyd Webber. That's pretty good.
Oh, this next one's kind of sad news.
What is it?
Bob Newhart. I mean, it's not sad. He was very old and lived like a really gorgeous, stunning life. But the Big Bang Theory co-star and more paid tribute to the late actor. He passed away. I believe he's like in his 90s.
And you know what? The other night we just watched the episode
94.
where he passed away on the episode. Remember?
Yes, and you said that we did this to him.
I was like, we just watched the episode. We did this to him.
No, we did. Wow, that's true. Life does imitate art sometimes. And we did recently rewatch, I think it's like season 8, season 7, where Bob Newhart, he plays Mr. Scientist Man. I don't know. It's one of Sheldon's like icons as a child growing up. That's why he became a scientist. One of the reasons. Mm-hmm. And he passes away. He doesn't go to his funeral, as we're not going to. But you know what? Rest in peace, Mr. Newhart.
Rest in peace, Mr. Newhart. And you know what? Good for him. I'm glad that he gets to like lay to rest. What a beautiful life.
Yeah, 94. That's great. That long. That's a little long.
We were talking to like our grandparents the other. I think didn't your grandma turn 90 this year?
Mm-hmm. She did.
And we were like to live 90 years. Like what an accomplishment. To to literally stay alive that long.
A lot of people don't do it.
Like it's amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, like rest in peace and what a beautiful life.
Okay, so this next one is really just a headline that I wanted to give an update about.
Okay.
Kate Hudson admits that she doesn't wear deodorant, just like Matthew McConaughey. And you know what? We don't either.
We don't either, y'all. We have switched to an all natural routine, and we use actually glycolic acid from The Ordinary, not sponsored.
Should be.
And it really should be. And it's been really good, honestly. Like, there's some times where it's like you have to like watch out, but like we have like a full system and routine. And I say, if you can take care of it and not stink and do have to take a shower.
Oh yeah, you can't not shower. Like, you're gonna smell if you don't. And this all came about because I had this like really weird rash under my arm. So if you're new here, that's why we started this. And it was because of like the aluminum or something in the deodorant. It was like really breaking me out. It was not good. And so I was doing some research and I found that the glycolic acid does indeed like remove that bacteria that builds up in your armpits that makes your armpits stink. You will still sweat. I'm literally sweating right now. Like I have sweat dripping down my arm, but no smell.
No smell. And like what I like, there's just been something I've been like passionate about after learning about the lymph nodes in your armpits.
Right.
And like just like putting in like antiperspirant is so, it's so much. You're putting it right into your skin, and it typically has like metals and alloys, and just like we're pretty crunchy Coloradians. Like, like there are things that like we like, you know, we don't use plastic bags. We have swapped all of our laundry detergent. Okay. We were forced into that one. Like, but yeah, we all use only reusable bags. We try to recycle as much as possible. We switched our laundry detergent and are obsessed with it, mainly because it's mess free, but also like less plastic. And so everything you can do for the planet, like, not that we're an environmental podcast, but like also like, who are you leaving this earth to?
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's so fair. So we're not saying you have to be crunchy like us, but do a little research, because there are really good ones. I think like Lumi is a good one that doesn't have any like bad things in it. Has a couple good things. Like there's lots. We've just like switched to the glycolic acid because honestly, I don't like the way it smells. Like when you put something over it, like I think it smells worse. Like I'm so sensitive to most things. I've lots of sensory. So like So yeah. And you know what? This was, I showed you this yesterday and I was like, oh, I'm so inspired. Like I saw this as inspired. And I was like, look at this. And you're like, no way. So Rihanna inks major Fenty beauty deal with Paris Olympic Games. And why don't you tell the people what actually happened with this deal? Okay, so KB shows me this really iconic photo of Rihanna. It looks like she's walking down a runway in front of the Eiffel Tower, and
like
you see
in Paris.
Yes, and you see the Olympic rings on the Eiffel Tower, like cueing us at like, hey, we're in Paris for the games, right? Listen, not just a few more days. The 26th, I think, is when they start. And
July 26th. Pre-games are happening now. Everybody's over there.
Yeah. And so Rihanna posts this photo with her walking down the runway with her Fenty beauty product, right?
Yeah.
It was like a lipstick, I think.
It's like a lip something.
Yeah. And I was like, wow, that is so sick. And I was
just
like,
this is chic. I was like, Tanner, we have to do this, because we've honestly were inspired by Beyonce's Bodyguard video a few weeks ago. Like, and that's kind of where we got inspo to make our birthday reels.
Right.
And we've been like enjoying dabbling in it. And so I was like, I want to make this. And then you tell me.
And so then I'm like, I found the article on the Daily Mail. I'm like reading through it. I'm like, oh, she inked a deal. So she's going to be doing like all the makeup, or like, I don't know how that works, but you know how Skims does all the underwear? She's doing like all the beauty.
Yeah.
Cool. And so
honestly, that is the cool thing about America. Like they take their people and they're like,
we're the capitalist
We're consumer capital of the world. Yeah, it is sick. I will say it's freaking sick.
I'm like, what other country is literally whoring out their athletes to make money? I don't know,
but it is cool. Okay, I will say that is cool.
It is cool. So I'm reading down the article and I see that indeed Rihanna took a photo from her and A$AP Rocky, her love, and she cut him out, chop, and put in the little Fenty.
That's what the chop's about. I was trying to figure out what the chop was. I was like, who chopped their man in half? I was like,
Rihanna,
okay, Lorena Bobbitt. Like,
no, I hope not. Hopefully A$AP isn't that dumb.
No, I don't think he's that dumb. He seems like such a cute dad, honestly.
No, he's such a sweet dad. The dad content, I was going to say, it's next level. And even him with her, like whenever he was just like so done with her because she was being so extra.
But also like he simps over her, and that's what we need more content of. That's why
it wasn't like he was annoyed. He was like,
he's like this girl. But like he puts up with it, you can tell, and it's sweet. And you know what? That's why more women don't like men in America. Y'all don't simp over them. You're not nice to them.
You should be nice. It's nice to be nice to the nice.
It's nice to be nice to the nice. And women are the nicest.
Yeah. And if you're mean, it's okay to be wrong.
It's okay to be wrong. But it's not okay to be mean to
literally women.
Your partner and your women. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So she did indeed Photoshop A$AP out of the photo and put in her Fenty lipstick because she said, you know what? I signed a deal with the Olympic team. And I said, love. And she, in her post, she said, I already told y'all we're going to be outside all 2024. and she's been outside. She dropped the hair care. She dropped the Fenty with the Olympics. I think music is coming. We'll see.
I love it. I love it. And you know what? Go off, Rihanna.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to talk about today?
I don't know. I think that's kind of all the stories.
Yeah, that's the main stories. And we're going to be shooting things all weekend. So if you're not already following us on Instagram or TikTok, go follow us there on It's Okay to Be Wrong and at Cunningham_Graham.
One thing I do want to mention, we have been really enjoying Love Island UK. It's on Hulu, season 11. Really good.
Yeah, we've been watching Love Island UK a lot. Love Island US was kind of like meh, but we've enjoyed it.
I heard a lot of people love it. Yeah. It's like one of the top rated ones or something.
It is. It's a top rated show, and I think it's like on thing for an Emmy. So Vanderpump Rules is also back up for another Emmy. Nikki Glaser. These are things that should have been on the radar, but I just saw them in Scroll. And I just remembered seeing it going like, wow, that's awesome. Wow, yeah. That's awesome. Like the dopamine hit my brain. Nikki Glaser's comedy special was also nominated for an Emmy. So like,
I love that.
Shout out to all those people. Like, we hope you win.
Yeah. You all can't be winners, but I hope some of you do.
Right. We can't all be winners, but it's going to be me.
And if I'm not the winner, you know what? It's okay to be wrong.
I said that once in a very... actually, I'll save that story for another day.
Oh, save it.
Yeah.
Save it. Let's edge them on. Let's do it.
All right. Well, thank you so much for listening to the It's Okay to Be Wrong podcast with Kavy and Tanner Cunningham. If you're not already following us, you should. Why aren't you? Fix that now and give us a rating. We need your ratings. Thank you. So you can find us anywhere that you listen to podcasts. That's Apple, Spotify, Amazon, YouTube, Audible, you name it. We got it. We're there. And if you are not following us on social media, like I said, go and do that and engage with our post. It helps us immensely. All right. We love you. Happy Friday. Bye.